We now have the ninth speaker of today's event, Ms. Worapan Pandit from Ramkhamhaeng University, to present on the topic of universities in Thailand do not adequately prepare students for the realities of the real world and do not do enough to develop the personal and life skills that they will need to operate effectively in the 21st century. Please give her a welcoming hand.
So that wraps up the lesson for today. Any questions? No? Good. I'll see you next time. Yes? No, that's wrong. Get that. You should pay more attention to what I teach in class. And next time you wear those naked looking high heels, not in my class, alright? Yes? That sound was correct, Mr. Somkit, but go back and focus on your textbook more. And tuck in your shirt, will ya? Does this sound familiar to any of you? That's right. The Thais are naughty. And no, not from the weakest link show, but we recognize this characteristic from our first and second schools, and sadly, our university as well. Teaching us that suggesting a new idea in class can equal embarrassment. To think and to be different is not exactly the way to be admired. Making us think that highlighted how weakening our brain processes. And when it comes to a higher position people, just do what they say, no question asked, and you'll be just fine. These are skills that may once work in our Thai society. I'm sure people have become army generals or well-known politicians using these skills. But the world is continually on the process of globalization. There will no longer be the Chinese culture, the English culture, Eastern and Western culture, but the culture of the world. The survivor in this natural selection process are once again the better adjusters. The question is, are we prepared for the world that is becoming? To get the answer, we all turn to university, because that's where we expect to get us ready for the world. Allow me to share you my personal experience, ladies and gentlemen. I started first year in a famous international university. My life there was simply just doing what everybody else does. No one seems to do anything different from the other. And it is the same university where you cannot step inside the university area wearing the wrong kind of shoes. And I thought to myself, if I can't be different, how can I make a difference? A semester later, despite my great new friends and pretty grades, I broke my parents' hearts by telling them I wanted to go to somewhere else. Luckily, I got accepted to a nearby Ramkhamhaeng University. Now here, it's more like the university life that I wanted. I have 100% control over my educational life. Anybody can walk in and out of the university, even the ones wearing totally the wrong clothes. Now 4 years have passed. It's the usual time people tend to look back on what they've learned from the university and see if they're ready for the world. So what I did was printed out a checklist of needed life skills on the internet. And trust me, there's so many of them. As I went through the list, effective communication, I certainly hope so. Collaboration? Yeah, teamwork rules. Stress management? I'm working on it. Confidence? Enough to enter this competition. But when it gets to the lifelong learning skills, it got me thinking that these skills can be learned both in and out of the university, just living our life each day. People can learn life skill working in McDonald's, being a diving instructor, or even cleaning the street. The tip is just living our everyday lives well aware of what goes on around and within ourselves. These personal life skills have been with us human from the beginning, before the university time. Human hunted for food and fought for their existence millions of years ago, just as we do today. So shall we push this work of getting us ready onto the university? I think it's a work of our own. We are being given choices every day, whether to get ourselves into situations that will always require reactions. And we tend to react the same way again if the outcome's positive. Believe it or not, that's how we learn skills. So not only Thai universities, but the university as a whole do provide these situations that are filled with skills to be learned from. Coursework deadline, class presentation, teamwork, getting along with friends, and so on. You see now that university is only a situation among other in our bigger concept of the lifelong learning skills. And it's only the skills that will free us from fearing this ever-changing world and allow us to live effectively no matter which century we're in. Thank you very much.